Mr. McCoy loves to travel. He shared his favorite destinations, his hope for the future, and a couple of stories along the way.
Well, my summer tradition goes back quite a ways. Back whenever I first started dating this girl named Christy, she said, hey, let's go on a trip to Ireland. And I was like, sure, why not? Let's go. 2 weeks of driving around Ireland. She knew that she wanted to spend her life traveling the world. And then we got married, and we've been spending our summers every year traveling around seeing different places. Favorite place, probably New Zealand, as it is an adventure place. Remember, we rented a van that you sleep in the back of the van, and we just drove around for 2 weeks. And New Zealand has all this like geothermal activity and mountains and glaciers. And I remember we did zorbing, where you climb into one of those giant hamster balls and they roll you down a mountain. And then this one abseiling trip we did where we went hiking, and then at some point you hook up a harness and there's like this hole in the ground, and you rappel down like 100 feet into a cave where you jump into an inner tube and float down an underground river and then climb out of the cave through a waterfall. And then another day we're sleeping on the beach, and we wake up the next day, get in a helicopter that drops us off on top of a mountain glacier, and we got like the crampons on your boots, and we're walking around with like axes and picks and stuff on a glacier, looking down at a beach that we just camped on. That's how crazy New Zealand is. Favorite memory, we get to Frankfurt, completely jet lagged, out of my mind, I have no idea what's going on, but it's too early to check into our lodging. So we decided to go get something to eat, and we find a restaurant in like this residential area, basically nobody there. And I look at the menu, I'm like, oh, cool. I'm in Frankfurt, I see on the menu a Frankfurter, and a Frankfurter we think of, that's a hot dog. And they bring me this plate, and it's just this plate of green goo. I'm like, what is this? And I look over the menu. What I had ordered was a Frankfurt specialty called Frankfurter green sauce with 4 half eggs. It's disgusting. We're probably now in double digits for trips to Europe. So we're heading back over to Europe. I know that I have tickets to a music festival in Germany in July, but we're gonna spend about 6 weeks out there. So what do I do before then? We're gonna focus on an area that we haven't explored yet, Serbia, Bulgaria. We're renting a car. We're gonna do some camping out there in a part of Europe that probably a lot of tourists don't see. In 2019, 2 of my favorite bands, Thank You Scientist and Bent Knee, smaller, lesser known, they decided that they were gonna tour together. And it was just like, okay, midlife crisis time. I converted my Sonata, I like laid the seat back, built a bed in it, and I drove up to Hampshire where they were starting the tour, and I saw them 10 nights in a row, just driving around, doing it the way they do it, sleeping in my car. And the cool thing is, you start showing up to enough shows and the band starts to know who you are. And so I developed meaningful friendships with these people to where, like, by the end of it, I was helping load up merchandise into their van. And whenever they come to Texas, they'll stay at my house when they play Dallas. So this is an awesome experience.